Good noon to everyone. Today discuss about in the mass transfer person 2 unit number 5 and exchange માં જઈશું આપણે ટેકનિક અને એપ્લિકેશન્સ જોઈશું. એના પ્રિવિયસ લેક્ચરમાં આપણે એના રેટ ઓફ પ્રિન્સિપલ જોઈ ગયા હતા, પ્રિન્સિપલ અને એના એન્ડ એક્સચેન્જની સમ ઇક્વેશન્સ પાર્ટ. નાવ ડિસ્કસ કરીશું આપણે ટેકનિક અને સમ એપ્લિકેશન્સ. ઓકે, તો ઓલ ધી ઓપરેશન ટેકનિક ordinarily used for adsorption are used also for an ion exchange. Thus, we have batch or stage-wise treatment of a solution, fluidized and fixed bed operations, and continuous counter current operations. The fixed bed percolations part are most common in a chromatographic method, have been used for fractionation of multi-component ionic mixture. Some applications have been made in the treatment of ore slurries, resin, pulp for a collection part for metal values. Okay, simply this is a part of the technique and some applications part. All these operation technique ordinarily used for adsorption are used also for ion exchange. Thus, we have batch or stage-wise treatment of a solution, fluidized bed and a fixed bed matter, and the operation and continuous counter current operation. The fluidized bed percolations are most commonly in a chromatographic method, have been used for a fractionation of a multi-component ionic mixture. Some applications have been made in the treatment of ore slurries. Okay, the resins in a pulp for a collection part of metal values. In addition to the water softening applications mentioned above, the completed ionizations of water. Water can be the accomplished by the percolation first. Okay, the first two occasions exchanger and then through an anion exchanger by using a bed form of an intimate mixture of equivalent amount of a strong cationic and a strong anionic exchange resin for a simultaneous removal of all ion and neutrally is possible. For a purpose of refrigeration, such mixed bed resins are separated by hydraulic classifications through a particle size and density differences for the two resins types, and these are the regenerated separately. The ion exchange have also been, this is a simple part of the percolations part. Okay, in a use for a treatment, some concentration, dilutant, waste solution part. Perhaps the most remarkable applications of exchange resins has been to the separation of the rare earth metals using chromatographic technique in a ion exclusion. Okay, a resin is a present presaturated with the same ions as in a solution part. It can be reject ion in such a solution, but at the same time absorbed non-ionic organic substances such as the glycerin and the like, which may be in the solution part, and the organic matter can later be washed from the resins in an ion free state. Okay, this is the part for some technique and application. Again, user Then આપણે જો રેટ ઓફ આયન એક્સચેન્જ નેક્સ્ટ ટોપિક જોઈએ છે. All the operational technique and ordinarily used for adsorption are used also for ion exchange. Thus we have batch or a stage wise. Thus we have batch or stage wise treatment of a solution fluoridase and a fixed bed operations, and a continuous counter current operation. Fixed bed percolations are most commonly chromatographic mixtures method have been used for a fractionation part, and also multi-component ionic mixture and some applications have been made in the some treatment of ore slurries, resin in a pulp for collection of metal values. In addition to the water softening applications mentioned above, the complete dionizations of water can be accomplished by the percolation first through a cations exchanger and then through an anion exchanger by using a bed form of an intimate mixture of equivalent amount of strong cationic and strong anionic exchange resins for a simultaneous removal of all ion neutrally is possibilities for a purpose of a refrigeration such as mixed bed resins are separated by hydraulic classifications throughout the particle size and density differences. Okay, for the two resins types and thus are regenerated separately. The ion exchange have been the part of the use for a treatment and the concentration dilute waste solutions part for a technique and some applications part માં જોઈએ. આપણે પ્રીવિયસ લેક્ચરમાં એના ઇક્વેશન્સના બેસિસ પર જોઈ ગયા હતા. Use the H plus and OH minus gives the H2O. Okay, some use for the treatment and concentration of a dilute waste solution. Perhaps the most remarkable applications of the exchange resins has been to the separation of the rare earth metals using a chromatographic technique and ion exclusions. A resins is a pre-saturated with the same ion as in a solution part. This can then reject ion in such a solution but at the same time absorb for non-ionic organic substances such as glycerin part and that like which may also be in the solution part. The organic matter can later be washed from the resin in an ion-free state. Now જોઈશું આપણે rate of ion exchange. This is the last point in this chapter. The rate of ion exchange depends as in ordinarily adsorption upon rate of the following individual processes. The first one, diffusion of ion from the bulk of the liquid to the external surface of an exchanger particles. Inward diffusions of ion through the solid to the site of exchange. An exchange of the ions, the outward diffusions part of the release ion to the surfaces of the solid and the diffusions of the release part ion from the surface of the solid to the bulk of these formations. Okay, in sometimes the kinetic of the exchange reactions part in a point 3 again repeated point 1 2 and 3 The rate of ion exchange depend on a ordinary adsorption part upon rate of the following individual processes. The first one, diffusion of ion from the bulk of the liquid to the external surface of an exchanger particle, and the inward diffusions of ion through the solid to the site of exchange. Third one, exchange of the ions, outward diffusions of the release into the to the surface of the solid, and the diffusion of the release ion from the surface of the solid to the bulk of the liquid. And sometimes instance, the kinetic of the exchange reactions part may be the controlling, but in the others part the rate of reactions is apparently very rapid in a comparison with the rare rate of diffusions. The diffusions rate can be described by appropriate mass transfer coefficient for equivalent counter diffusions through the solid and through the liquid. And in some instance, at least the appears that can be resistance to diffusion part in the liquid phase may be a controlling system. When the exchange reactions are rapid in a comparison with the rate of mass transfer, the method of design development for a conventional adsorbers can be applied to ion exchange, some operation directly, and some modifications of the unit of the terms in the various equations may be desirable, owing the customary use to concentration expressed as equivalent per unit volume in the CGS system margin. And the following example for illustrate this one. Okay, example આપણે પૂછાતા નથી. Okay, થોડુંક રિવિઝન પાર્ટ જોઈ લે એટલે ચેપ્ટર ઇઝ કમ્પ્લીટલી ઓવર. This is the ion exchange. Operations are essentially mathematically chemical reactions. Okay, between the electrolyte with the solution in a connected છે એની સાથે, અને the mechanisms એને શું કહે છે, the reactions and the technique used to bring them about resemble those of the adsorption so closely that for most engineering purposes ion exchange can simply be considered as a special case of the adsorption. The principle of ion exchange. The ion exchange solid first used were the porous natural and synthetic minerals containing silica, the zeolite such as the mineral Na2O twice. For these substances some chemical reactions. Okay, R શું છે આપણી પાસે રેસિડ્યુઅલ મટીરિયલ જે આપણે પ્રીવિયસ લેક્ચરમાં જોઈ ગયા છે. Hard water containing Ca+2 can be softened by contact with the zeolite. The less objectionable Na+ replacing the Ca plus 2 in a solution part, and the later becoming immobilize the solid. The reaction is reversible, and after the saturation with the Ca plus 2, the zeolite can be regenerated by contact with a solution of salt. This reaction basis. ઓકે, આપણે ટેકનિક અને એપ્લિકેશન જોયા, તેના પછી જોયું આપણે રેટ ઓફ એન એક્સચેન્જ. ઓકે, તો થેન્ક યુ સો મચ.